Hello everyone, welcome to the Green Man channel. Hope you're all good and well. So 2022 so far has offered us no shortage of really good releases. We're not even in March yet, and add into the mix another really good release which I'm reviewing on the channel, and that is Shape of Despair's Return to the Voids, released today on Season of Mist, and it's 6 tracks and 57 minutes in length. Now, if you're not familiar with Shape of Despair, they're a funeral doom metal band. So they have that really slow, big and crushing sound, really heavy chords and slow drum beats. But what for me sets them apart from a lot of other funeral doom metal bands actually are the really powerful, clean vocal harmonies you get here with Natalie Koskinen and I think Henry Koivula, can't say his name right, Koivula I think, who does clean and I believe harsh vocals as well, but do correct me if I get any of that wrong in the comments. But for me, yeah, they're a really good funeral doom metal band. The kind of feel I get from this band is like I'm in a church or a cathedral and I'm witnessing some sort of gothic ceremony going on before me. That is the sort of an atmosphere that I always get when I'm listening to Shape of Despair. And it's, really melancholic, really sad, really powerful stuff. And this is pretty much, I would say, in the vein of one of their previous releases, Monotony Fields from 2015. That's an album I'm very familiar with from them because I really love it a lot. And if I did a 2015 list, don't be surprised if you see Monotony Fields making an appearance, because I think that's a great album. This is in a very similar vein to that. It's using that really effective formula with all those elements I mentioned earlier, and it putting them to great use on this album once again. I mean, you could perhaps make the criticism of Shape of Despair that they use that formula a lot and they don't sort of do very much that's different. But when I think the formula for Shape of Despair is as effective as it is, I don't think they need to do a huge amount different, really. I mean, if I am to be a little critical, perhaps, or nitpicky of some aspects of this album, I would say towards the end, maybe the last track, it does, I did lose a touch of interest, and that's despite the funeral doom and hypnotic nature of this album. Is I did, by the time I got to the Inner Desolation, you do feel the album's time a bit, and I guess that's the nature of it being that one-paced kind of tempo throughout a lot of it. But that said, yeah, it's very hypnotic. All the big moments are incredibly powerful. And let's go into the tracks a bit more now. So the opening track we got here, which was the title track, I believe, was really, really good, making great use of Natalie Koskinen vocals again, and those just really strong, really powerful moments in that song. I thought that song kind of, set the sort of scene for a lot of the rest of the album as well. And you knew what you were likely to be in for when you got that first track. And the second track kind of had, the vocals were a bit different in this track, I thought. There was a bit of a discordance to them almost, and you got more harsh vocals in this one. I liked the sort of ending of it, reminded me a bit of Descending in a Night from Monotony Fields, the album that was, that came before. And, certainly there are Monotony Fields type, I think, songs on this album. So, if you did enjoy Monotony Fields, do make sure you give this one a visit. A track which gave me chills from the very beginning was Forfeit, the fifth one on this album. Really, really fantastic stuff, and almost adopts a bit of a Swallow the Sun style with guitar harmonies towards the end. I don't know if anyone else felt that. Swallow the Sun t-shirt for the occasion because it's a doom metal review, of course. I need more doom metal t-shirts, I think. But yeah, this is a really really sort of Swallow the Sun vibe on that particular track. Solitary Downfall, which was track 3. I thought I liked that first trio of tracks actually because they just flowed so beautifully into one another. And yeah, the first half an hour or so of this album is just incredibly, atmospheric, supremely atmospheric in a way with what it does. And, their gradual changes, I think, are always just nicely done, well placed in the music and the progressions. So, yeah, the album as a whole for me is going to be an 8 out of 10. It's a really, really good release. Don't have too much bad to say about it, except perhaps that it is, to me, lots of moments that remind me a lot of Monotony Fields at times. And I noticed that they're kind of, not doing a lot new. But as I say, And I would stress, I don't think this band need to do too much that's different, because what they do works so well. It's just at times I feel like that it's very one pace. So occasionally I wonder whether they could just change one or two little things, and you'd have, you know, an even more kind of fantastic album here. But as it is, I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10 for today's review. What did you think of this album? Do drop in the comments, you know, your thoughts and feelings. And again, as I always say, how it stacks up against their other albums, you know, too. But I mean, sadly, in the mood of the world, in the current time, this is an album which, you know, seems to feel even more kind of devastating than perhaps it otherwise ordinarily would. But yeah, I mean, in and of itself, you know, just taken as a piece of work, it's just a really strong one from Shape of Despair. So that's it for me. Take care, everybody, and bye from me for now.